Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the harmonious frequencies of the mighty Empire of Onion. And this is Minecraft. Okay, here's the basic layout for the new garden area. Of course, we're going to have the walkway down the middle. And then I'm considering digging through here somehow. But then again, I may not. These are all going to be for crops, obviously. And then I'll dig out this row around the outside. We'll replace that with dirt, and that's where the flowers will be. This is going to be dug back at least one more, maybe two. And then we'll have... We need sugarcane, melons, pumpkins, and bamboo all around here, as well as cocoa beans, and probably some others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. Berry bushes, of course, and then probably a few more. But yeah, this is a start, at least. Let's go ahead and... Now, I think this back wall is going to get pushed back for the sugarcane and the pumpkins and melons and stuff. I'm not going to be planting them evenly. I'll start with the wheat in the center, plant that around, and then have carrots on the outside. And then over here I'll do the potatoes on the inside and beetroots on the outside, I think. Because I believe beetroots are a shorter crop. Yeah. So that way it looks kind of tiered. And wheat is not much taller than carrots, actually. They're pretty similar in size. But that is the way that I plan on doing it, just to make it a little bit more aesthetic, I guess. And then, of course, we're going to have ceiling tiles there and lanterns hanging down to light the crops. We're not going to have any of these squares taken up by sugarcane. There's a huge bunch of mobs over in this area here. So I'm eventually going to have to find that out. This hooks up to the portal room, by the way. I don't know if I showed that or not. Comes out right next to where I was going to build this. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to center the farms on the current walkway because I was worried that it would overlap on this side, but it turns out that it worked perfectly. Because this is exactly what I wanted, was these four corner pieces. And you might be saying, oh, well, you could make bigger plots or whatever, but I don't want to. That's the key. I'm going to put lily pads on these like we did before, or I might do a complete cover, like a half slab on top of there or something. It all depends on what I do with the floor eventually. But yeah, the plan also is to push this back wall back further, and that's where we're going to do, just like we did over there, the melons and pumpkins. And then instead of what we did over there with the sugarcane, I'll actually have an area dedicated to sugarcane, right? Probably just on the other side of the melons, possibly the melons and the pumpkins. That way we'll have tons of sugarcane. Then the cocoa beans and what are they called? Bamboo are going to be beyond that even. So this whole back wall is going to be pushed back quite a lot. This is going to be a huge big area, and I'll eventually have to make it look not like a barren wasteland cave of dug out emptiness, and actually make it look like a presentable structure. We're down to only 4 more kinds of sheep, right? 4 colors that we need to do. Let's get one done right now. Purple. Purple, you're up. It's gonna be you, sir. Yeah, can't let the babies out, or else they'll murder themselves for whatever reason. I'm still not sure why that is, but they're pretty adamant about it. They do not care. Okay, see if we can get them shoved in there without the wheat out, so that the other ones aren't trying to jump up here. Perfect, there we go. Okay, so only 3 more left. That's not too bad, and then I think I will shove all 4 of these white wool sheep in there, because I think there's going to be a room. These guys don't come around all that often. I mean, pretty often. But also, they aren't being shorn right now, so, yeah. There's not nearly enough grass in here for them to replenish their wool like I would like for them to. And there's not really much that I could do about that. I could add in the one more sign to get that one grass patch fixed up. But for the most part, I think we're pretty good. Maybe I could put the water on the corners where it runs that way, but I remember having problems with that, where they wouldn't actually make the circle. I think with this water running diagonally like this, it sort of forces them out of this corner and keeps them from getting stuck so often. So, yeah. Yeah, so those are all plans. Improvements on the base and stuff. I have put out a call to see if any of the other creators want a base tour for me to go and check out their bases so we can see what they've been up to. I think that would be pretty interesting. Haven't had any takers yet for it, but we will. We will. And if they don't, we might just go spy on their bases without their consent. We'll see. I would also like to have it set up to where the bees have fire underneath the hive all the time. So I'm considering having 4 bees nests or hives per garden, right? So we'll have... Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because they're probably going to want to travel straight to the flowers then, and then straight back to the hives. And I want them to cross all of this. So what we may do then is have at least 2 kind of diagonally on the center. I guess I could get rid of 4 and just have them all facing outwards and have 4 bees' nests on the center. Have the campfires buried underneath the dirt, right? Under dirt level. And then maybe covered with trapdoors or something where the smoke can pass through, but the bees can't get into the fire. I don't think that that's going to be a problem, but it'll also keep me from having to see flames all the time or a big hole in the middle. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I do that, I might even just do corner flowers and go ahead and till those in and turn those into crops. I'm not sure. It's all up in the air, you know. I just do things as it feels right and as I see it. But we'll figure it out as we go. I'll probably spend a lot more time pushing that wall back and getting the other stuff in before I worry too much about all this. We'll see. Okay. Oh, I'm still working on the garden area back here. I haven't quite decided how I want to arrange the plants and things. I have been considering expanding these out a little ways. We have room. I made sure that there was room on either side of the path because the path is, well, it's 5 wide through there, it looks like. I was thinking it was only 3, but that still gives us room for 1 more row on each side. So I am considering moving this out. We'll have the flowers along the outside edge and then the plants on the inside edge. So that'll just increase our yield a little bit. I think that will be pretty nice. I'd like to get this dirt out of the roof. I'll need it anyway. And it just doesn't quite look right here. Well, it sounds like there's a witch. If we find one, I want you guys to be a part of it. Let's see. I'm sorry, Cake. I love you, but you're gone. She's definitely around here. She must be up. There must be a cave system up above this lava pool then. I am severely tempted to find it too. I don't know why. Witches are kind of a pain, actually. There she is. Yeah, I guess we could just nerd pull up there and murder her. Light that place up. She poisoned herself, too. Why can't I... Oh, I couldn't jump there for a second. Huh? Yeah. So this lava pool is now exposed. We'll go ahead and obsidianize it. Because that's what I would do to it anyway. from the bottom, if it was possible for me to. There we go. I don't think I need any more of this dirt, but it doesn't hurt to take any back with us. Wow, am I gonna die? Okay. Yeah, I will. Wham. I know. Don't dig straight down and all that, but I need cake. Oh man, I don't know if y'all know this, but a long time ago, I asked Smish if it would be okay if I could use an X-ray machine in my own base, so that I could find these cave systems that enemies keep spawning in. She said it was fine if I use it in my own base, nobody else's base. But lo and behold, I haven't had to use one yet, because I keep just finding the cave systems. Naturally. It's probably because I'm the greatest mouse detective. Let's head over here, see what else we can find. Let's cover up this hole actually first, so that I don't accidentally jump into it when I come back. How low can I go? YOLO? I mean limbo? It looks like there's lava underneath there. There isn't though. I thought that was like a light source beaming up. It's fine. Some lapis over here, nice. Got my I've got my pick that I need for such things. Actually, let's dig through here. I'll leave that one there since I already put the torch on it. Yeah. Nothing back here, but it never hurts to look. Okay, this one is my silk touch, right? Yeah. That's what I was trying to say that whole time. I don't know if y'all knew. Alright. It's just a tiny little area. So this isn't all of the cave systems, but we'll find more, I'm sure. Oh man, so I came out here to drop these down. I'm gonna have to make a new hoe before I get done with this, I'll bet. And annoyingly, they kind of sit above the water because these tilled dirt blocks are slightly lower than the regular dirt, which in real life, if you wanted to be super realistic about things, when you till earth, it kind of fluffs it up. It doesn't actually pack it down. So if you wanted to be realistic game, then the real dirt would be lower. But then it wouldn't connect properly when it was sitting around in the wild, in the world. And yeah, anyways, so these do stick up a little bit. It probably won't hardly be visible from underneath the crops, once the crops are grown and stuff. So it's probably nothing to worry about. But yeah, these are the growing areas all done. Except for the centerpieces, which are going to be dug down so that we can have the fires underneath to smoke the beehives on. So let's see where we need to go for those. I think it's here. Yeah. Yeah. So those 4 blocks there, and then the 4 in the center over here as well. Okay, so those are dug down. They will have campfires there. I haven't decided how I want to cover them. I may see if we can do trapdoors over the tops of them, just so I can close it off. And we'll actually see if the trapdoors will block the smoke coming up off of them too. Because that'll be an interesting experiment. At least in my mind it will. Alright, let's try picking this up. Okay. So we do have to have it extinguished and have silk touch in order to pick up a campfire after it's... Yeah, I already said extinguished. So there we go. And I probably have some trapdoors hiding somewhere. I don't actually have any already made, so I'm just going to steal a couple for myself over here. And we'll see if the smoke goes up through them. Then, if I decide that I want to make a whole bunch of them to cover up those center pieces, we will. Okay, so I know I'm going to want campfires in all 8 spots, so I went ahead and made 8 campfires. This will probably help with lighting also. Now, we just see if I can place these on top, I guess. Okay. It does appear that the smoke continues to rise through them. I didn't remake the magic tool that I need. Let's take the shovel. And so with the shovel, I believe it's right click, yeah. So we could do that, and that's perfectly fine. I don't mind the campfires constantly smoking though. Let's see. If we run this, can we stand on top of here and not get burnt? We can. Okay. So that's very important to me. Yeah, that's gonna do then. And we will just put the hives up above there and have the trapdoors underneath, I think. It's good enough for me, I would say. Okay, then we'll do it in a way that makes sense, right? Have them open up opposite of each other. Like this. I like it. Oh, another witch. Yeah, there's definitely a cave system over there that we are going to get into, because I am going to expand it that direction for the sugarcane and the melons and the pumpkins and all that kind of good stuff. So we're getting there. We're getting there. This is very time consuming, but I feel like it's going to be really pleasant for the future. Yeah, so we got those covered up. I can't die on them. The bees can't die on them. Nothing else that wanders in can die on them. How are our sheep doing? They're old enough to breed again. In fact, I probably ought to just hang on to these seeds. Do with them. Yeah, we just have the one die to go, so we actually don't need to breed them. I was thinking about putting 4 white sheep in here, but I mean, if we watch as they pass... Oh, there is plenty of room. There's tons of room. Huh. Maybe we do put 4 white sheep in there. We'll do 1 yellow sheep. This guy's closest. There you go. Yeah, this is why I was thinking there was no room, because it's getting pretty difficult to get them shoved in there. Once we get this covered, and they have no choice but to just go around, they're not hopping and getting stuck here, then it won't be an issue. We'll have plenty of room for them. Okay, so we've got 3 white sheep now. Once we get the 4th one, we'll be ready. So now I guess the trick is getting the hives and stuff moved in here. Of course, I need to make 4 more hives overall. So we'll work on that as well. Okay, so I made the mistake of picking up the campfire before I actually extinguished it, and it worked somehow. Not exactly sure how, but it did. Let's see if we can put it on the side of this bush, like this. Boom, it works. Well, I must be going mad because I know I harvested that thing with shears. but I don't see the honeycomb anywhere. Oh well. Let's have to harvest another one another time. It's fine. Okay, I have to be conscious of the direction that I place the beehives as well, because placing them backwards is going to be bad. Let me get some dark oak logs, like we have for them over here. Okay, so the hives will actually place opposite the direction that I'm facing, right? So if I stand here, it should be this block, and then let's do this correctly here. So it's going to be, oops, I should have done the far one first. It's going to be these four, basically. So yeah, I want it to face me. Boom. And there are the bees that were inside. And then I'm going to do it catty-cornered here. Boom. So they can all come out. So they can only come out the front of the hive, see? That's why it is important for me to place it correctly. There we go. And yeah, I'm doing 2 on each side. And then, yeah, we'll do facing forward. And then the other 2 that I have, I'm going to have facing out. Like this direction, and then this direction. So that they can all be facing outwards. Now I need to get crops for them. Which I'm pretty excited about, actually. I don't know if you realize how excited I am. I missed 3 honeycombs, and I was worried for a while that I had dropped an entire hive somewhere it wasn't supposed to be. It'll also be interesting to see if I harvest these, if the smoke still registers. It is going up, so you would think that it do, but who knows? Who knows how it is? Okay, so I want to plant them in such a way that I get about a stack of wheat from each harvest. And to do that, I need to plant a stack of seeds. So we clearly don't have enough seeds for what I want to do. But I'm going to start in the middle with the wheat, like I mentioned before, and just kind of work my way out in rows. We may only do 1 row of carrots. We might be able to squeeze in 2. Alright, so 60 would be filling out that row. I'm not that crazy about having exactly a stack, so I feel like that would suffice. So we'll do the 2 rows of carrots on the outside here. And this is actually going to provide me way more than a stack of carrots. Why can't I plant these here? Not enough light, probably. Probably not enough light. Okay, so there's carrots planted. Now, of course, the bees don't have any flowers to pollinate with back there, so that's my next step here. Oh no, I hear a zombie villager. And an enderman. Okay, so every square around is filled with flowers. And then on the inside over here is crops. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. This guy looks like he's big enough already. So we could plant a couple extra there. And then more will grow. Of course, I've been breaking all the wheat seeds down into bone meal so far. So that's why I don't have any left on me. I used up most of the flowers, most of the different varieties. And so I'll have to be going out to gather up more at some time in the future. Yeah. So we'll get that done at some point. Not right now, though. Okay, we have to wait until that baby grows up before we put them in there. Otherwise, it will die. We've seen that happen on several occasions. And yeah, I still think that they're just getting stuck here because of this behavior. Because the ones that aren't jumping are just slipping right through. There we go. So I think once they can't jump, they will no longer get stuck. Okay, time for beetroots and potatoes. I'm going to do these similar to the way that I did the wheat and that. The potatoes will be the one that I want the most of because they're the most useful in my mind. They provide the most amount of food when they're cooked and everything. And so yeah, all the way out to this row here will be where we bring them. Perfect. And we did have enough of those, obviously. Yeah, these were hiding. And then we ought to have enough seeds to finish off with the beetroots on the outside. Kind of sad that that zombie villager would have to go to waste like that. I would love to have brought him into the base and cured him. And then hopefully eventually found another one that was nearby like that. He might still be in there. I think I've gone 32 blocks away though. And I believe that that would be a trigger for him to potentially despawn. Oh. I just planted the carrots and I already forgot that it was more than a stack of seeds. So technically, if I wanted more wheat and potatoes, I probably should have put them on the very outside instead. Because there just happens to be more squares out there, it seems. But yeah, it's coming along pretty well. Perfect. Exactly enough. So now all of the crops are planted the way that I want them to be. These kinds of crops, of course. We don't have the bamboo or the melons or the pumpkins or the sugar cane yet, but we're getting there, folks. We're getting there, slowly but surely. And then, of course, like I say, we'll turn this area into animal pen for horses and stuff like that. But that's going to do it for this episode then. If you want to catch another one, be sure to subscribe. Consider supporting my channel through the Patreon link down in the video description. And feel free to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. I thank you so much for all the time that you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.